Okay, welcome to class everyone. Today for our science lesson, we are going to be talking about the cell, and specifically a plant cell. There are several types, including animal cells and plant cells, which we're going to focus on today. And there are lots of parts to a plant cell, but today we're going to focus on 4 of them: the nucleus, the chloroplast, the vacuole, and the cell wall. So we'll focus on those 4 parts of a plant cell today during our lesson. I'll put those right here as a reference for you. And we will watch a PowerPoint now to explain and learn the names and the functions of each part. So the first part is the cell wall, which you can see here. This is the outermost part of the plant. It gives it its shape, and the cell wall is a barrier of protection to the plant from outside things coming in. The next part is the vacuole, and the vacuole is inside of the cell. So you can see our cell wall out here, this white ring. The vacuole is the next biggest part of the cell, and it is full of water. That's how the plant gets its water supply. And what happens, I have some examples here. Here's a flower that's full of water. It's nice and strong. The leaves are not falling. And here is one that's been out of the water. Now why is that? How does that deal with our cells that we're learning about today? Well, the vacuole fills up with water. This one, the cells are full, the vacuoles are full of water in this plant. This one, they're not. It's dehydrated. So as the vacuole fills up with water, it pushes pressure on the cell wall. It pushes out on the cell wall, giving it its strength. The next part after the vacuole is the chloroplast. Now what is the chloroplast? It's green. It's what makes plants green, is the chlorophyll, which is inside of the chloroplast. Photosynthesis occurs here in the chloroplast. This is also called the Calvin cycle, which we'll learn about later in other classes. Also, some things are synthesized in the chloroplast: fatty acids and amino acids, which are things that the plant needs to survive. Also, the immune response for the plant occurs here in the chloroplast. And our next part is the nucleus. So the nucleus, this is maybe the most important part of the cell in the plant. They're all important, but this is where the DNA is located. This allows the plant to pass on its genes to the next generation and continue to grow and pass on these genes. So the nucleus is the control center of the plant cell. It contains everything needed for the plant to reproduce and pass those genes on to its next generation. Are there any questions with the plant cell? No? We may? Understanding this okay?
Yes.
Okay, that's wonderful. So we're going to have a little review here. I'm going to take this picture down. I want you to tell me what part of the plant this is. Lee May, can you identify that part of the plant cell?
That's the wall.
The cell wall, excellent job. And what is its purpose of the cell wall?
To retain the water in it.
Okay, it helps with that. It also gives the cell its structure and its shape. As you can see, our plant here has some certain shapes to it. That's created by millions of little cell walls all put together, gives this plant its shape. So the way that they're organized determines the shape of the plant. Here's our next part. What is the second part that we talked about?
The chloroplast.
Very close. Let's look at the picture on our PowerPoint again. This is the vacuole. Do you remember what the vacuole is used for?
To store water.
To store water. Excellent job. So between these two, the plant gets its rigidity and its strength. Between the water stored in the vacuole and the cell wall. Very good. Okay, here's the one you just named. What was it?
Chloroplast.
Yes. And you're doing excellent so far with these. Can you tell me what the chloroplast does?
That is where photosynthesis takes place.
Excellent job. Okay. Number 4. What is our 5th part?
The nucleus.
The nucleus. What do you find in the nucleus? What are these little, they look like X's. What are those?
DNA.
DNA. Excellent job. So what is the DNA used for?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, this is a good review. The DNA is used by the plant to determine its color, its shape. It has all the information in it. So as the control center of the cell, the nucleus has DNA, which is passed along as this flower seeds and is carried and planted in a new place. One just like it will grow. And so this is the parent flower. The DNA will be passed on. That is stored in the nucleus of the plant cell. So, are there any other questions?
No.
No more questions. Okay. Well, you did an excellent job today. Tomorrow in class, we will go through the next several parts of the cell. Here we go. So we covered 4 of them today. Tomorrow we'll cover some of the others. And at the end of the week, we will have a quiz on all of the parts of the cell that we've learned about this week. Okay?
Hey.